we talking
What's
about?
up, True Feelings family? I decided it is Sunday morning and nothing to review that I care about. So let's just talk about me. We just gonna talk about how I got sober when my last day of shooting stuff in my arm happened. We gonna talk about that because I told you how I got there. I don't think I talked about how I got here where I'm at today and how that shit ended. Now, some of you know, if you've been riding with me, everybody know that I was an addict back in the day in the 90s. I was a total dope fiend. That's what I did for a living. I did drugs. That was what the hell I was doing for a living. But at that time, I was married to somebody in the military who was definitely putting up with my shit because, like I said, I wasn't shit back then. Now, the first time I got busted by the police and got arrested, the first time I got arrested, I went to jail, y'all. I went to jail for I think it was 2 weeks. He said he pulled me over because I had known, and some of y'all probably heard this story before, but I didn't go all the way with it. I was in a car. I picked up a known drug addict because I didn't look like I did drugs. I'm going to show you some pictures. I did not look like I did drugs, but if you notice in these pictures, long sleeves because I had track marks all over my damn arms. Like I said, I think I was in my early 20s. Full-blown dope fiend. Always had long sleeve to cover those damn track marks. I had a bright red Jeep Tracker. Remember those back in the day? And normally I'm going through this neighborhood all the time because I have my military sticker. So where I would be going to cop would be damn near on the way to the military base. So I wasn't bothered. So like he said, this person alerted him. Like, why she got this dope fiend in her car? What she got going on, right? So he pulled my ass over and he told me if I tell him the truth, he would let me go. He did not. He did not. I put my little balloons under my tongue because that's what you would get your little drugs in, your little cocaine, your little H. You just put it in your mouth because what you're supposed to do is just swallow it. But he took my purse, and that's why I picked up that lady because I needed some work to do myself with. Because normally what I would do is go to my grandmama's house because she was a diabetic. And so because she was a diabetic, she used to have works. I don't know if I should say needles with her, but she had works, if you guys know what that means. And what I would do is go into her bathroom and take the ones that she had already thrown in the trash. I know my grandmama ain't got eggs, she ain't got nothing. She would use them, throw them away. So I would literally go in there and just take the ones that she had used and probably take a couple of more out the drawer that had been used. But like I said, on that particular day, she was at dialysis and I needed to get my stuff because I was literally dope sick. I told this lady, take me to get some fresh ones and I will hook you up. So anyway, like I said, I got busted, went to jail. So during this time, I forgot which war thing was going on because this was I think this was 96 towards the middle of 96, and they had that little Gulf War thing going on, and my ex-husband at the time was over there. So the Red Cross got in contact with him because you military wife, they treat you like gold down there. So they flew my husband back here from over there in Kuwait so he can bail my ass out. So he done came and bailed my ass out of jail. 2 weeks later, I got busted by the same cop, same area. Back off to jail I go. This time, I couldn't get bailed out. There wasn't no bail, nothing. I had to do a little bit of time. I think I did 30 days or 60 days. I did something like that, and you do half. So then I went to jail. Once I got out the second time, the reason I went back the third time was for violations. I end up getting out and going back in on a violation. I had a cool ass probation officer that actually gave a shit. She said, I am not going to let you out until you get into a program. She says, I'm going to help you get into a rehab. She says, because I'm looking at you and you don't belong out here. She asked me how many kids I had, asked my little history. She actually gave a shit. I just wasn't on paper. She's like, you don't belong out here. So she said, you'll get out when a rehab will pick your ass up. That's what we gonna do. She didn't say it like that. But she was cool, and I wish I could go thank that lady today. But anyway, y'all, on my release date, I got released. I'm standing out there waiting for this rehab to come pick my black ass up. It's 12 minutes because that's what time they let you guys out, at 12. I'm sitting there waiting, y'all, and I'm waiting and waiting, and nobody came to pick me up. Now, do you think I was gonna go back out there and tell them that they didn't come, and I was going And back then wasn't no cell phone, so I had to call on the payphone and call my then dude I was messing with, because I was married, but I also was an asshole and always had side dudes. So I was messing with this little white boy at the time. I'm like, come pick me up, bring me my Newports in a joint. Like, that was my thing, and then we gonna go cop after that, because I wasn't done getting high. Anybody that's on their way to rehab, they gonna get lit till the day they get their ass in that rehab. And that is exactly what I did. But I was afraid that my probation officer was gonna put my black ass back in jail. But she didn't. I called her, told her what happened. She says, listen, she says, I ain't gonna put you back in, but what you need to do is call that rehab every day to see if they got a bed. And when they have a bed available, you need to take your ass in there. And the rehab I went to, it was July. And in July, it was at the end of June and almost the beginning of July. And with that program, they graduate people from the program. Their graduation is like July 12th. And literally, I went into this program July 14th, 1997. My second son's birthday. So I'll never forget it. Now, when I went there, child, I was high. We had a little going away party for me before I went to rehab with all my little high friends and shit. You know, all my little buddies. I'm just slamming all night, slamming all morning, slamming till I got to that rehab. When I got to that rehab, I sobered up real quick. But let me go back. When I got to that rehab, because I'm telling you right now, this is where I met my husband. So I wasn't shit. This is where I met my now today husband. When I got into that rehab, my husband today, they had this thing called like Devil's Pit, where you go down and smoke, they lift weights and whatever. And at this point, I had been with white boys. This black man was beautiful to me. He had all these abs. He had these big shoulders. He was tall. He was bald-headed. I had never seen anything so beautiful in my life. And the sun was just beaming down on him as he was sweating. And I was just lusting after his ass. I said, ooh. I didn't know what was happening. But, I said, shit, I might have to pursue that. But anyway, the Lord was telling me back then, that is going to be your husband. And today, we still together because we hooked up in 98. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. I just wanted to throw that fucking So anyway, I got my ass into this rehab. And like I said, once I got in there, I sobered up real quick. But I came in there with an abscess because I was trying to shoot and I had this like abscess and I was trying to pop that shit myself. And I ended up having to go get that shit taken care of. At the end of the day, I cried for days. I cried for days at this damn rehab. Plus, they wouldn't let me take my psych meds anymore. They just cold turkey took me off that shit. So I was bouncing off the walls and I was dope sick too. So it was a lot going on that first week. And I was just like, I had to do it because I had conditions, y'all. The judge told me either I can do a year in rehab or do 3 years in prison at Chowchilla Prison. I am not made or fit for prison. I was watching those bitches go to prison as I was doing my little 180 days. And that shit just didn't look like something I wanted to do. So y'all, I gotta be completely honest with you because I don't want to lie to y'all. Now, I stayed a year, but I graduated with a blank ass paper, y'all. Just a blank ass paper, blank ass certificate. It was just blank. So when you become like up there in rank as far as being rehab people, they use you to be the buddy of new people. So I had to be a buddy of somebody who was going out on their first pass because they don't let the people go out alone. You gotta travel with them on their pass, which I think is really fucked up because you don't know what neighborhood you're going in, you don't know where you're going, you don't know the people's homes you're going in. So when I think about that hindsight, I'm thinking that was kind of fucking dangerous. So when we get back to the rehab, these motherfuckers give us a piss test. Now in my mind, I'm not worried. I'm not worried. I didn't even drink the whole glass of wine. I'm not worried. I think the bitch snitched because what they found on her was more than wine. She had been doing some other shit in that room. But I didn't know that. Like I said, I didn't even know her like that. I just had to be her damn buddy. So now I'm scared as fuck because they telling me I came up dirty, which I think they lied. They didn't show me anything. Like I said, I think that bitch snitched on me because she was going down. I had to go with her. But I was graduating literally the next month. This happened a month before I graduated. So I'm like, fuck, if they kick me up out of here, am I going to have to go to prison and do these damn 3 years? Like, dude, I was scared as shit. So they didn't do that. What they told me is, and my probation officer, they said, all right, we ain't going to kick you out, but you going to get to walk with your class, but you ain't going to have nothing but a blank piece of paper, and you got to stay in our outside sober living homes. So I'm like, cool. That's what I did. Now, like I said, I met my husband at this rehab, and at this time I'm still married, y'all, but my husband had left my black ass and went back to I think he went back to Michigan because he knew I wasn't shit. He finally was able to get away from my black ass, and he should have anyway. So like I said, me and my husband started a relationship like October of 97. October of 97, I think that's what it was. And so when I moved down to the sober living, he had graduated. He graduated with his real true papers and shit. So he came to pick me up. Now there was 3 bitches he was fucking with when I first came there. 3 little white broads. I got rid of all those bitches because I wanted him. So I got rid of them. I still had addict behavior, but I got rid of these hoes. Well, these hoes went and told on me to the lady that runs the place, was Miss Monroe, done told her that my husband Freddie was coming to pick me up and taking me off and bringing me back. It's not like I was spending a night. He was just picking me up, whatever. But I guess that wasn't the rules. But I figure he's a graduate. We together, like, what difference does it make? But apparently that was problematic and shouldn't have been happening. So they kicked my black ass out of the sober living house. Okay? So now I'm scared. I'm like, fuck. Now I done got kicked out of the sober living house. Now I'm going to jail fucking for real, right? So I called my PO. Told her what happened because I went to go live with my grandma because I didn't have shit. I didn't have a car. I didn't have a home. I didn't have shit. I had a little shitty ass job working telemarketing. I had absolutely nothing going on. So I went there and went to live with my grandmama. And the probation officer said, listen, you working, as long as you come and you test clean every week, we gonna be good and you pay your restitution. I did all of that. I could tell you something that made me proud. I used to be happy to go in there and give a piss test because that shit was clean. That's when I started getting proud of my accomplishments. I'm like, shit, I don't even have to look over my shoulder anymore. Here, take this pee. Take all the pee you want because you ain't gonna get nothing but some clean ass pee and water. Like, yeah. So that's my little story on how I got to rehab and what happened when I got out of rehab. Like I said, I didn't graduate with honors. It was fuckery all the way through because I was still in my addiction behavior, doing addiction shit mentally, but not physically, you know. So, yeah, that was it, y'all. I hope y'all enjoyed this little story time. Don't be an asshole, y'all. I'll think of some other shit. I read you guys' comments on Smothered, so I went and looked at that thing with Tammy Roman. That was that broad. That was definitely Sky. And we probably gonna talk about that shit on Monday, y'all. We gonna talk about it on Monday because the shit was funny. Anyway, don't be an asshole, y'all. Love y'all. Bye.